Years ago, when I was in the beautiful country of Laos, a group of Buddhist monks sort of adopted me for a week. They took me around to the magnificent old temples and spiritual places. We fed the fish together at the old royal palace, and they let me share in their evening prayer and meditation sessions at their monastery. Now, it is highly unusual for monks to be walking the streets with tall, blonde visitors from an exotic land. It simply is not done and is really not permitted. But those details never stopped me before. We were certainly the focus of all the paparazzi in town, and I was probably all over Facebook with my new monk friends. We grew closer together and developed a unique friendship, as I often experience when traveling. On our last day together, they had me sit down in a chair of honor, and they all gathered around. Then they had me extend my hand, and they tied a cord of woven threads around my wrist, and did the same to the other. While they were doing so, they said a wonderful blessing, praying that I be given a safe journey home and a safe journey through life, that I be blessed with strength and peace and love. It was beautiful, and I was deeply moved. I asked what the cord meant, and I was taught the significance of this ancient ritual. It is something peculiar to the people of Laos and parts of Thailand, and goes back many centuries even before the arrival of Buddhism. They believe that the human soul is composed of 32 different strands, each connected with a different part of us. All these strands are interrelated and function together to make for a balanced life. Sometimes, though, one or another of these strands begins to come apart, and the strength of the whole soul is compromised. One loose strand weakens the bundle, and others begin to fall apart as well. We begin to feel like we are coming undone. So they take some threads of cotton or silk and symbolically tie everything back together again, weaving the different strands into one, representing the restoration of the unity and integrity of the soul. In a ceremony called bachi, this is tied around the wrist of someone special, someone being honored, someone being blessed. It is done at the most important occasions of life, any event related to the life of the soul, marriage, feast days, birth, illness, or recovery from illness, a new home, a guest, a journey, a farewell. And this little ritual, so simple yet so profound, depicts in a tangible way the inner harmony we all long for, the retying of what has become untied. Who has not at times felt that they were coming undone? Who has not experienced times of stress and anxiety, the loss of inner peace and balance? Whose soul has not been at times unsettled, unraveled, unstrung? Problem after problem, worry after worry, anxiety after anxiety comes our way. Stress, neglect, distraction, and yes, sin can unravel our soul strand by strand until we feel like our world is coming apart. Families, too, and communities, and nations, and whole worlds can appear at times to be falling apart. We long for someone to tie it all back together again, to reintegrate what has become tangled or lost. We long to have it all together again. You don't have to travel to distant Laos. to experience the magic of the bocce. Deep inside of you is a power just as powerful as a monk's blessing, just as strong as the strongest string strung around the wrist, a power to take what has become undone and do it up again, a power to retie the untied, to restring the unstrung, to resalt the salt and relight the light, to mend the broken threads of our human existence and weave them back together into a beautiful whole. Raise up our wrists to receive this precious gift. Raise up our broken hearts to the mending fingers of God. Raise up our lives to be raised up to new life.